Hi, this is Margaret from Margaret's Crafts. I wanted to make a simple birth announcement, and what I'm going to use is my new arrival cartridge and my stamp from K&I Memories, and it is called It's a Girl. I just got these. I just got my new arrival. It was on sale, and I got my K&I Memories. I got it marked down at Joann Fabric. What I wanted to make would be this with the stork arriving with the new baby. And then the inside, I'm going to stamp it with It's a Girl. I'm going to start off with setting my mat up to cut the baby. Okay, the baby is going to be 2 inches. So the way that the cartridge shows, it shows the baby right here. You have to cut out the baby and the diaper. And what you do is you cut that out of the baby's flesh tone. Then you add whatever color diapering you want. To cut out the baby, you're just going to hit the baby. Then when it's time to cut out the diaper, you're just going to hit shift and hit the baby key. I have the baby cut out. It's the baby and the diaper, which goes right on top. Next, I'm going to cut out the stork. The stork is here on page 86. It is, you can see the stork has like orange legs and orange beak and a yellow body and a green hat. I thought I'd still keep these colors, but make them more primary colors. So I have my mat set up with the orange, the yellow, and the green for his hat. If you notice that the hat is going to get cut out with the yellow, so that's why we're going to have to cut it out twice, but I'm going to try a little trick. Okay, I cut out all 3 of my pieces. As you notice, the first one that you have to cut out is the stork. I cut him out in orange for his orange legs and beak. Then the next thing, you use your shift key and you hit the stork again. That will give you his hat and his featherings, or his body, which is in yellow. And that's exactly what I did. But we want his hat in a different color. So all I did was, if you noticed that it will cut the hat out first when it's cutting this, I had it cut the hat out and then I hit stop because I didn't want the rest of it all cut out. Sometimes you could do this, sometimes you can't. Okay, now let's put the card together. Okay, we're going to start off with putting the baby together. All we have to do is glue down the baby's diaper bag, the diaper on top of the baby. The glue I'm using is Scotch adhesive, quick dry. I don't have any little tiny pieces, so I don't have to worry about making the pieces fit. Okay, that's my baby. The next, I'm going to take my stork. You take your stork. We're not going to use that yellow hat. We're going to have him a green hat on. So now we take the yellow from the stork, and that's going to fit here. You're just going to layer this over. To cover up the orange. Next, I'm going to take the green hat and layer it over his hat. And as you notice, it's going to layer over part of his head too. Okay, there's the stork. Now all I'm going to do is just put a little bit of glue right at the knot to make it look like the knot, not really at the knot, but right below the knot, because the knot is going to be above his beak. Now, I have a sheet of cardstock, which is 8 by 5. I'm just going to fold it in half, because these are just like little invites. Little birth announcements. Okay, I changed my mind about what stamps I'm going to use. These are still by... Oh, no, these are Martha Stewart's New Baby Punches. I also caught those on sale. And I'm also going to use a piece of like a mottled blue, pale blue cardstock that I want to put on top of the card to make it look like the stork is flying through the air to deliver the baby. Okay, I'm going to apply that with my AGT gun. Just line that up right on the front of the card. I like to do white cards because then they're easier to stamp or whatever you want to do on the inside. Or you can just put a piece of white on the inside of your card. Now my stork is going to be flying here with my baby on top. So I'm going to glue that down now. And I want my baby, remember, just the knot is above his beak. So it looks like it's holding him. Just across the top. Now, I want to stamp. I stamped right on the bottom. It's a girl. Okay, I just went back in and used my black marker, fine point, and just put his little eye in, the highlights in his hat, and the baby's eyes and nose and mouth. There it is, a very simple birth announcement, and on the inside you can write the baby's name, the weight, the time it was born, and the length. Thank you.